I'm Matt Kishard. This is No Holds Barred. In this episode, I want to talk about polygraphs, because no matter what you think, you can't beat a polygraph. Polygraphs, or what most people think about lie detectors. You can't really beat them. Let me tell you why. Give you an example of a case that I had in which an individual was murdered. He was shot in the left side of the head with a .22 caliber, and his body was dumped in a certain area on a Sunday afternoon. That information was not disclosed to anyone. The subject or defendant in the case agreed to do a polygraph. This person had been a snitch, gotten away with lots and lots, and figured, what's the harm? Let me tell you how it works. The polygraph machine is behind the person. It's not there in front of him, so there isn't the ability to react when the needle goes up or the needle goes down. But in this particular case, the person was asked a question, a series of questions about, did you know the individual? And obviously, they did know the individual, so there would be a reaction. And initially what we do is a baseline. What's your name? What's your date of birth? What's your mother's maiden name? A number of things. And ask those questions to you to see the baseline. Are you a proper subject for this lie detector? And do it 2 times, not just once. Go over those same questions. And actually ask those questions ahead of time before you hook them up to the poly. So in this particular case, we knew the person had been shot in the left side of the head. So we asked the subject, remember, ahead of time, and then twice on the poly, do you know how so-and-so was killed? Do you know if he was bludgeoned? Do you know if he was stabbed? Do you know if he was shot? Big reaction to the shot. All right. You take him off the poly. Then we go through weapons. Do you know what a .38 is? Do you know what a .410 is? Do you know what a 12 gauge is? Do you know what a .22 is? Big reaction to the .22. If so-and-so was shot, do you know, were they shot in the chest? Were they shot in the stomach? Were they shot in the right side of the head? Were they shot in the left side of the head? Were they shot between the eyes? Big reaction to left side of the head. Do you know what day the body was dumped? Do you know, was it a Monday? Was it a Tuesday? Was it a Friday? Was it a Sunday? Big reaction to Sunday. So we knew that that individual had knowledge that this subject was dumped on a Sunday. He was in a car. He had a .22 caliber gunshot wound to the left side of his head. Nobody else knew that, and that information didn't get out. So we knew that subject had intimate knowledge of that murder. It's an important. So you think you can beat a poly? No, you can't. Now, one fellow was fooling around, moving his arms, doing all the things that he was told not to do. And so he was screwing with us. So we had him pick out of a handful of coins, a nickel, a dime, a penny, and a quarter. And he was hooked up to the machine and he was told, say no to every single question. Was it a nickel? Was it a dime? Was it a quarter? Was it a penny? Was it a penny? Was it a quarter? Was it a nickel? Was it a dime? Was it a dime? Was it a dime? Was it a nickel? Was it a nickel? Was it a quarter? Was it a penny? At the end of it, you know what we knew? It was a nickel. Because every time he said no to anything else, it didn't react except for the nickel. And sure enough, it was a nickel. So folks, the moral of the story is you can't beat a poly. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithms. See you next time on No Holds Barred.